You're listening to the Poised Powerhouse Podcast. My name is Dr. Sita Hood, and I'm obsessed with empowering women like you with practical life strategies to live authentically without compromising your wellness. I used to be caught up in the hustle hard mentality until I learned that my quirky little traits I thought weren't that important actually turned out to be the secret sauce I needed to step boldly into my purpose and create impact, not only in my life, but so many amazing women around me. Organizing your schedule, launching impactful programs, redefining leadership without code switching or compromise, and stepping boldly into your God-given assignment are all topics we'll discuss here. Think of this podcast as that Sunday brunch with your girls that feels so therapeutic you can't wait to get to it. But let's clarify, this is not a substitute for a relationship with a licensed therapist. All right, grab your notebook and your coffee or your tea. We don't discriminate over here. And let's start the show. Welcome back for another episode of the Poised Powerhouse Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Sita Hood, vision architect, executive leadership consultant, and a licensed therapist. What's in your mug, boo? I don't have a mug. And I don't have a mug because I'm actually recording after the time I had my coffee. But what I do have is this good old purified water. Because one thing we've been doing over here on the podcast is drinking our water and minding our own business, okay? I am feeling really good today, as you can see. Okay. And I'm feeling really good because the workshop Showing Up Softly was absolutely amazing last night. If you missed it though, don't you even worry, boo, because after the workshop, engaging with all the women and doing the aligned presence challenge, all the things in between, when we did those things, that sparked an idea in me to turn it into a course. So if you missed the live workshop, not to worry, because I have it all in development for you and you can use that on a daily basis, boo. So that's that on that. Period, poo. So I forgot to announce this last week, but last week's podcast episode kicked off the Ambition Reset series. So this is part 2 in that series. And we're basically talking about all the reasons you need to reset your ambition or your idea of ambition. All right, love, tell me this. Have you ever finally scheduled in some rest, maybe even took a vacation or just decided to chill for the day, only to have your brain running laps, okay? Because it's like you forgot how to be still. Like, you know you need rest, but instead of enjoying it, you actually start to feel guilty. Like maybe you should be doing something productive. Whew, honey, I clocked that tea, right? We're about to get into it today. So today's podcast episode is all about the hustle myth, why slowing down will not make you fall behind so you don't even have to worry, how aligned ambition makes you more successful, not less. And I'm going to give you a sneak peek of the Aligned Ambition Code, which is my signature method inside of the Hustle Rehab. Buckle up, Bookie, because today I am giving you permission to stop running on fumes and start stepping into true success. Success that feels good, not exhausting. You ready? Let's go. Hey, aren't you tired of running around like a chicken with your head cut off? How many times have you promised to do better with your wellness routines only to let life get on top of you again? I want to invite you to pause and pour by downloading my app, The Lavish Haven, your sanctuary for cultivating daily wellness. It's completely free to use. You'll start with our pause and pour quiz and then access our signature daily and weekly wellness trackers, mood playlists, elevated emotions collections, scripture-based guided audios, and so much more. Hit the link below to start today. Let's talk about some of the red flags that hustle culture has tricked us into believing. You think that if you stop moving, you're going to lose momentum. You are constantly racing to the next big thing because you're afraid of falling behind. You feel like being busy means being valuable. You struggle to slow down because it feels unproductive. Sound familiar? That's because hustle culture has programmed us to believe that slowing down is the exact same thing as giving up. But I need you to hear me. It's a lie. It's a lie, boo. When you operate in constant overdrive, you're not actually being more productive. You're really just running yourself into the ground. And the irony, the women who achieve the most are not the ones who are grinding 24/7. They are the ones who know when to pause so they can come back even stronger. I ain't gonna hold you because you know we keep it a hundo on this podcast, right? So I used to be caught deep in this same cycle. That's how I can talk to you about it. Believing that if I wasn't constantly doing, I wasn't worthy of success. I would literally feel guilty for taking a break. But what I learned and what I need you to understand is that your ambition, it ain't gonna disappear. Your ambition, when you rest, refuels itself. Let me flip the script for you real quick. What if I told you that slowing down is actually the key to moving forward? The most successful women, girl, they operate from overflow, not exhaustion. They don't wait until they're burned out to take a break. They create rhythms that allow them to stand in their God given power and authority. Because here's the truth, when you're constantly running on empty, girl, your output is suffering and you know it. You ever try to stay up late and finish a project and you just can't even think straight, like you writing sentences that don't even logically make sense? You got a backspace, you can barely keep your eyes open, you gotta pee, you ain't been to the bathroom in hours. Like that output, that's not what they looking for, boo. That's not why they hired you. So when you're constantly running on empty, that output is going to suffer, your creativity is going to dwindle, and the joy that you found in your work, it disappears. And that is not the version of success that you want, love. It's not even really success. It's survival mode. I want you to pause with me for a minute and think about the most powerful, influential women that you admire. Do they look rushed? Do they seem frazzled? Or do they move with intention, clarity, confidence? That's because they understand that true success is not about speed. It's about sustainability. Let's actually shift that mindset. Instead of saying, if I slow down, I'll fall behind, I want you to reframe it and say, rest is a power move, not a setback. Instead of, I have to work harder to succeed, say, aligned ambition moves me forward faster than burnout ever will, okay? Burnout doesn't build the life you want. Alignment does. And alignment happens when you start making strategic decisions about where your energy is going. When you learn how to work with your energy instead of going against it, you make better decisions. You have clearer goals. And listen to me, okay? You end up moving faster towards the life you actually want. Why? Because slowing down is not about stopping. It's about recalibrating so you can go further without breaking down. Let's be real. If hustle alone created success, girl, everybody and their mama that's been grinding, everybody out here that's listening to Rick Ross hustle, hustle hard, they would be millionaires by now. All those people that's like, I'm finna be a millionaire and join me, millionaire coach. They would have it in the bank by now if hustle alone created success. But that's not what's happening, is it? Because hustle alone is not the answer. Aligned ambition is. So I want you to ask yourself right now, am I truly building a life that I love? Or am I just running on a treadmill exhausting myself without actually moving the needle forward. The difference between burnout and sustainable success, it is the pace that you choose to move. And listen, sugar, I want you to move at a pace that lets you win, not just survive. Something that allows you to create generational wealth, something that makes room for legacy, something that honors your creativity, honors your capacity. That's what I want for you. Babe, listen, success is not about doing everything. It's about doing what actually moves the needle forward. And I know you've heard me say that a lot over the past few weeks, but especially in this Ambition Reset series, because too many ambitious women find themselves stuck in a cycle of busyness, thinking that if they do more, they're finally going to reach their goals. But the truth, productivity is not about doing everything. It's about doing the right things in the right way. So if you know anything about me, then you know I'm not just going to give you some information or point out what you need to do without giving you a strategy or a solution. Here's how we create a rhythm that supports both our ambition and our wellness. You ready? Get your pen and paper. Pause this episode, baby. Filter your focus, okay? Cut the fluff, babe. You ain't got time to be kicking it with people that don't have the same type of ambition as you or the same level of ambition as you. Prioritize what truly matters because you can't be sitting around doing nothing if you have an assignment to be working on. If you are pouring energy into 10 different things or people and none of them are actually moving you forward, it's time to reevaluate. Where do you spend majority of your time? Ask yourself, what's actually making an impact? Where do I see real results from the action that I'm taking? Here's the thing, your time and your energy are precious. You have to spend them wisely now. Because by the time you get to that level of success that you're trying to achieve, it's going to be 10 times harder to enforce those boundaries. Create flexible routines. Life is unpredictable. Your system should work both on your best and your busiest days, okay? If your routine only works when life is perfect, it doesn't actually work. And we talked about that a little bit last week. So, a sustainable rhythm accounts for life's curveballs and it allows you to show up even when things don't go as planned. And the goal is not rigidity, the goal is consistency. Align your ambition with your energy. Match your goals with your natural energy rhythms. If you're a night owl, stop trying to force yourself into a 5 a.m. morning routine just because Instagram told you to, girl. I'll be the first to tell you because I'm a night owl. Don't wake me up at 5 a.m. Why do I care about a 5 a.m. morning routine? That's not me. I have zero desire to get up at 5 a.m. Instead, create a schedule that fits you, boo. Are you the most focused in the morning? Block off that time for deep work. Do you get an energy boost in the afternoon? Schedule your creative tasks then. The key is working with yourself, not against yourself. My most focused hours to have engagement with people are between the hours of 10 and probably 6, okay? If I'm doing an evening workshop, I can cut it a little bit later, but usually my creativity time kicks in the evenings. That's either before dinner, during the dinner hour, or after the dinner hour. But that evening time, that's when creativity is at an all-time high. Eliminate energy leaks. Be mindful of the hidden drains on your time and energy, constant context switching, unnecessary meetings, scrolling endlessly on social media. These things seem very small, but they add up. Imagine what you could accomplish if you actually took that wasted energy and redirected it towards something that actually moved you forward. And I hear you, girl. You like, wait, what you mean by constant context switching? Well, you ever been working on a project and the project is to get these emails out, but then you notice when you're trying to get the emails out that there's something else that you need to do because you would like to attach it to the emails. So you stop writing the emails to go and create the thing with the attachment. But then you like, hold on, where would I store that? So then you go look up how to store graphic design items, and then you down a rabbit hole on TikTok because you're trying to find out which one of them is the best. Context switching, continuously switching context where you're working on the same thing, or so you think, but you're switching the context of how you're working on that when you really need to stay focused. You can keep a notepad. I keep a notepad next to me and write it down so that you remind yourself you need to tackle this later, but you finish the project one at a time. It is a myth that we can actually multitask effectively or produce our most effective work when we're multitasking. Action step. Take 5 minutes today to audit your schedule. Ask yourself, am I busy or am I impactful? Adjust one thing to move from hustle to alignment. And if a task does not serve your bigger goal, either delegate it, automate it, or delete it. It really is that simple, okay? Delegate, automate, delete. That's it. Dad. Remember, dad. Delegate, automate, delete. Listen, shifting out of hustle mode is not easy, especially when guilt tries to creep in. You might feel like slowing down again means losing your edge, but that couldn't be further from the truth, boo. The key is not more hustle, it's better alignment. And I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face because your ambition is not a dirty word. That's why I created the free Aligned Ambition Bundle. Yes, girl. It's a completely free resource and it's designed to help you reset your energy without guilt so you can finally work with your natural rhythms instead of against them. Build success rhythms that actually fit your life so that you're not trying to squeeze into somebody else's version of productivity, and create a blueprint for sustainable success without the burnout, without the exhaustion, or the constant feeling that you're falling behind. Girl, listen. I ain't gonna hold you. This bundle is not just another PDF that you're gonna download and forget about. It is a guided experience that I have poured my heart and soul into, and it's gonna help you step into true alignment. Seriously, I want you to be ambitious and well rested. You don't have to choose between one or the other. I want you to succeed without sacrificing yourself in the process. If today's episode spoke to you, I know you're going to love this. So I want you to grab your free Aligned Ambition Bundle now using the link in the show notes. And boo, don't just download it. Don't just access it. Use it. Your future self will thank you. You know those little things that just nourish your heart, mind, and soul? Those little gems dropped in your week that make all the difference in your day, but are seemingly unimportant? Like the person who went out of their way to do something nice for you, or that amazing sermon on YouTube that just hit exactly like you needed it to? Well, I'm sharing my weekly nourishment with you. And if there's something that nourished you this week, I'd love to hear about it by tagging me on Instagram at Dr. Sita Hood or dropping a comment underneath this episode. Here we go. Welcome back for another weekly nourishment. The thing that nourished me this week was being able to go outside for a run. Girl, I'm going to try my best to remember to insert a clip here of me going for a run, or really it's not going to be me running. It's going to be the footage that I captured when I was running. And y'all can see that for yourself. That is what nourished me. I love that the weather is getting warmer again. Now, I'm not going to hold you. When I was out there, though, I did feel like I was almost going to die, okay? And I've been running on the treadmill for the whole winter. This is why I hate running on a treadmill, because it doesn't matter how much work you do in that gym on that treadmill, honey. Those hills, that pavement is going to run up on you like Debo wanting his money, okay? I'm serious. All right, so listen, boo. Today we talked about why slowing down does not equal failure, how to reset your ambition, and how to build success rhythms that actually work for you. Your action step is to write down one small shift that you're committing to this week and DM me. Okay. The next thing is to grab the free Aligned Ambition bundle down in the show notes below. Hit that link and start building success rhythms that feel good. And girl, you already know what I'm about to say. If this spoke to you, subscribe, share, leave a review, screenshot it, and tag me on Instagram at Dr. Sita Hood with your biggest takeaway. As usual, if you enjoyed today's episode, share the love. Share with your mama, share with your auntie, share with your best friend. Then head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review. Girl, you know reviews help the podcast to grow. Well, that's all I have for you today. I'll see you out in these social media streets. Bye.